I'm going to share with you some techniques and tips to help you inspire yourself and even to help inspire your exec. And also to have some better collaboration between you from these tips that I share with you. I'm also going to help you with some techniques to help have a stronger emotional well-being so that you have great energy to manage your day. And if you're up for it, I shall throw in some motivational tips as well. Who's up for this? I want to ask you a question. Are you willing to play full out for the next 25 minutes that I'm with you? Yes, I'm watching you through the camera. I hope your hand is going up. I love being crazy and quirky and having fun while we learn, so I hope you agree the same. I'm going to ask you to do some energizing things so you will feel fully empowered at the end of this session. And they're going to help you with the flow through your day with that stronger emotional well-being. So first things first, you've probably been sitting, as this is an online event that has been put on by Practically PA. And it's our job when we've been sitting around all day is to get some movement into your body. I've had the privilege of working with somebody called Tony Robbins. I don't know whether you've heard of him, but if you haven't, look him up. But he's always taught, and I agree with that if you want to feel more motivated and have more energy, we need to move. Yes, we need to move. So just for 1 minute, I'm going to get you to stand up and shake yourself out. So chair back and shake yourself out just for 1 minute to get that movement in your body. It actually gets things going, all the cells and the oxygen moving around your body. So yes, arms up in the air just for 30 seconds. That's all we need to do. And then literally sit down feeling absolutely great. Woo! So hopefully that, I think I'm sure you appreciate we sit down all day with our job, and through all the tasks that we have to do, sometimes we just get locked in that state of energy. And I'm suggesting, this is one of the tips that definitely suggesting today, is every 55 minutes, put a trigger on your phone, an alarm trigger, that no matter what you're doing, hopefully it'll either finishing a task, but you're going to get up and either do 5 or 10 jumping jacks to actually move your body. It really does give you that clarity of mind. And even with some clients that I've worked with, we've actually installed mini trampolines, rebounders they're called, in the environment when people are sitting down a lot. So they literally, when they feel a bit stuck in their mindset or they've had a heavy session, especially for you if you've been typing a lot, I would just, if you can get a rebounder, a mini trampoline, people jump onto it, get a bit of that movement going or a quick break, and it definitely clears that mind. And with that burst of energy, you feel so much better when you come back and face the task that you've got. Because we all know sometimes during the day when you want to go and get a cup of tea and you come back and face the task at hand, you definitely feel better. But I want to add a little bit of movement into your day. So that's all I'm asking. So those who are willing to add that into their day, you will definitely feel more motivated. And some people that I've worked with, I'm privileged to work with so many different industries and so many different types of clients, but it's all about people. And some of them get anxiety. We all do at some stage or other. But the people I've worked with who suffer from anxiety and depression, one of the biggest things I get them to do throughout the whole of their working day, and if it's a social day as well, is to move throughout the day, and we feel better. So I'm suggesting if your exec at times is feeling low or a dip of energy, he or she, I bet they're just sitting around, especially at the moment because we're all working from home. That oxygen's getting stuck in their veins. So if you suggest that they do what I'm teaching you, then everybody's going to feel energized who you work with, and everybody will feel happy, I promise you. So if you're up for being committed to that you feel better every day, let's get your exec doing it. And while we're on that subject, another tip linked in with energy is posture. Posture is key as we're sitting behind this desk constantly. We know that I know quite a few PAs that have invested in the right structural chair for our body. Very, very important because we're sitting all day. And there are actually 3 minutes of posture exercises that you can do before you start your day. The best ones I found, and again, I've worked with this guy, Brian Bradley, his name is, and it's called EGOSCU, Anywhere Training Exercises. So I hope you're taking notes today, and all the speakers that you've heard about. But EGOSCU, ESGOSOCE, Anywhere Training Exercises. I found them on YouTube. And you can get the link. I'm going to send them to Practically PA so that if you can't find it, I'm sure they'll come out in a mail out. But I do these every single morning. This is one of my rituals, and I really would encourage you to have rituals in your day which sets you up for success during your day. And one of them is definitely doing these postural exercises before I sit down in my chair for the day. So, and it really has improved my posture tremendously. So if you think about movement and posture, especially with the job that we're doing and with everybody being at home, you'll be able to help doing that, because as you're typing a big document, you're sat there, your shoulders are going over, and you need to definitely keep that posture strong. And while we're on the subject of that, another tip is when we're engrossed in typing or doing a task at hand, the one thing that we don't do well is breathing. We tend to do what we call shallow breathing. We breathe from the top here. So again, before you start your day, or maybe lunch breaks or coffee morning breaks, or however many of those you have, I would suggest you do 1 minute of deep breathing. Really deep breathing. Yoga people teach that. So really where you breathe from the depth of your tummy, it's so much better for you. Again, it clears your mind. It clears you away from those tasks that have been going on. And it really comes from the base then. If any of you have done yoga or Pilates, you know what I'm talking about. So those are just some, what I call some rituals that you can do each and every day to keep you inspired, energized and motivated. So moving on to shifting our brilliance even higher, because I believe you're all brilliant. Whether you've just started being a PA or if you've been doing this for a long time. And I want you, first of all, to believe that you are brilliant at what you do. Just decide that you're brilliant, because, if you only feel average at what you do, then you'll only be average. I think the belief factor is huge. If you want to be great at a skill set or improve your skill sets, you want to believe that you're going to get better and better by just believing it first, that I'm going to grow, I'm going to get better at what I do, and I'm going to learn. You have to be passionate about what we do so that we're happy every day. And even though you have some challenging tasks, maybe throughout your day, just decide to get more passionate about supporting your exec, whatever that he or she throws at you during the day. Because if you're happier and passionate about your day, that energy is going to rub off even through maybe conversations that you might have directly over the phone, or even emails. Even if you send emails with positive, uplifting words, it's actually been proven that people feel better. So we've got to think about how we can elevate ourselves daily to do better at everything I do, our passion at work, our skill sets, and our execs will definitely feel connected to us more. And I believe, because I've already seen it and I coach people in this arena, that people will feel deeply connected to us. We'll have better relationships. There'll be more trust, and they'll be open to more suggestions, definitely. And they'll feel that we're more in their corner. So if you want to get involved in your work in a deeper way by being more committed, you will shift to a personal higher level to get higher results. And therefore your exec is going to even be happier with you, and the work will just continue to flow from them. And I believe you'll attract new clients, etc., etc. And over time, as you believe you're going to get better and better at your skill sets, you'll actually grow out of your comfort zone. Because we all know some people play safe and stay doing what we can just do because we know we're good at it. But if you take on new tasks, learn new skills, you're going to actually expand that comfort zone and be really proud of yourself that you've done that. Another thing that comes into play here is language, our internal critique voice. Now, am I the only one that's had that? Or, do you know of anybody could be somebody that we know, somebody we know intimately, but that gremlin that we all hear sometimes, things like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, because it all comes down to self-esteem. And we really have to start programming our mind even more that we are definitely great at what we do. So it's the positive language that is our self-talk to ourselves. And we need to turn down the dial if we have any of those negative thoughts that come in. And I just wanted to bring that awareness, because the first step of any change is awareness. And if you just practice that awareness, finding out, what is my internal language like? Do I use positive words? Do I use negative words? Really find out, first of all, where we are with that, because sometimes we use habitual language patterns, be it negatively or positive, without even knowing it. So I'm helping you. Just a huge tip is to be aware of what are we. Get some feedback from people that you know. And if you find there's too many neggy words in there, change them to positive self-talk, because you will feel better inside of you. You really will. And also with the spoken word, our external lingo that we speak to our execs or anybody around us, we need to make sure that we're speaking that positive language so that they feel empowered, that they feel even better. It's been a proven fact that if people have positive dialogue between each other, results happen better. People definitely feel more inspired to do things and to act on things. So all I just wanted is a friendly nudge to be aware of what actual words do you use on a daily basis. I know that sounds a bit weird, being aware of those words, but I personally coach some PAs, and this one change with a particular PA made a huge difference with their boss. So just, be aware what kind of language you've got. So just critique yourself. And as I said, the first step of change is always awareness. And if we want to be a better version of us, then we need to be aware of all our own faults and correct them as we need to. And we'll get better and better and better. You've chosen to be at this event to sharpen your skills. So hopefully you'll want to grow to love your job even more, and therefore attract more working clients, coming in, more execs to work with, or more work with one particular exec, whatever your arena is. So by being more positive, more focused, more brilliant at what you do, you will begin to see things differently. And many times when I work with my clients, more challenges get solved and more results happen as a consequence of us being more focused, more positive, and wanting to just get ourselves better and better. And that's why I say it's about shifting our brilliance, because by shifting effectively, we will not be distracted by people, circumstances, events that distort our perspective. We'll keep strong in our lane to serve our exec to our higher self. And I truly believe if we choose to get even better and grow our skill sets to be the best, we will have a stronger emotional mindset. And therefore we will add so much value to our exec. And obviously, of course, or obviously follows naturally, is you will get even more organized. So you direct your increased energy to the right key tasks, and you will find you will get much better desired results. And I'm sure you will appreciate, but right now, and it's happened for quite a period of time now, your execs are going through disruptive changes in their businesses. If they're not, they're lucky, because predominantly a lot of people have. And they possibly will have more pressures than they've ever had before. And they've maybe had to pivot in their business or adapt their organization due to not working in the offices so much now. I've certainly seen that with my clients over the last year. And we know the workspace environment has changed so dramatically that you will need to co-elevate even more with your exec. And what co-elevate means, I love that word, and we've put that word together because it means making stronger, deeper connections, more collaborations and relationships that are happening in a more purposeful way in many organizations. And you will be relied on even more to support this. So I think as we expand our abilities, we can execute faster, and we can really, really support this new workplace environment. Because I believe you will be seen as a much more beneficial partnership with your exec, as opposed to being his PA or her PA, but by being a true partnership with your exec, by collaborating together to achieve success and make a positive impact in their workplace as well as your environment. Somebody once told me, it's not my job to motivate or coach my boss or my exec. Yet if your boss or exec feels better after spending time with you, or you've sent an uplifting email to her, wouldn't you agree that's adding more value? And I think the more value we can support our execs with, the better they will feel about us. It's about everybody raising their standards. There's always another level that we can all take to. And I always believe, always be growing, always keep striving to become the best version of you. And this year can absolutely become your best year ever. As who's in the driving seat? Yes, you. You are. You might have had a good year last year. You might have had an outstanding year. But like I said, we can raise our standards. I believe there is always another level. I love really reading poems, and this is one of my favorite poems that I'm going to read today. And hopefully you like poems as well, because I'm always listening to podcasts. That's another tip, by the way. Listen to podcasts, read some books in between your work, because again, that sharpens the mind, that sharpens our belief in us and helps us to get that emotional muscle better in our minds. So I'm always looking to seek success with me, even though, you know, I'm not a spring chicken age-wise, I am still choosing to be a student of life, because I want to inspire myself, to inspire the people I work with, and I'm sure you do. You've come on this event that Practically Perfect PA have put on for you, and really, really know that they want you to be the best that you can be. So if we're going to put our hands up and partake in our own development and our own skill sets to get even better, then just keep striving towards the best that you can be. And I always, when I work with people, I always say to people, always check in with where you are on a weekly basis maybe, and these are how you can set yourself some personal mini goals. We haven't got the time to go into goals and everything like that. I'm sure you all know about setting goals and how many execs you want to work with and how much business you want to grow this year. But just check in on us. This is a great tip. Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel right now? 10 being outstanding and 1 feeling absolutely lousy. So you always want to be up there in the 8s and 9s and 10s so that your energy's raised. You're going to inspire yourself, like we said at the beginning of this conversation, and you're going to inspire the execs that you work with. That's the key. That's the key. And always decide to be committed to really become the best version of you. Always be growing, always be striving. So this is the poem that I love. Our deepest fear is that we are not inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of the universe. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel secure about you. We're all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to manifest in the glory of the whole of the universe that's around us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone to shine. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And that poem is actually from Marianne Williamson, if you want to look it up online. But thank you for allowing me to share with you today.